Welcome to Young Hollywood.
Thank you very much.
What do you think of the place?
I
the
love
joint?
it. This is without a doubt the funnest interview room that I've seen. It's like a nightclub, but we're in, am I allowed to say that we're in the Four Seasons
You're allowed
Hotel?
to say it. Don't say the room.
This does
We
not
might get
look
bombarded.
like a Four Seasons room.
No,
It's
we've
awesome.
sort of converted the place. We don't let housekeeping in. Nobody knows what we've done with the place. So when you leave, please don't tell the people at the Four
How
Seasons.
long do you keep this up for? Like, do you have to?
It's been about 4 years, believe it
really?
or not.
Okay.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Violation of Penal Code 2219. Would you like to talk to a human?
No, I am okay. Thank you.
Are you being sarcastic?
Negative.
So saw the film last night, was blown away by it.
Great.
The director, I know he sort of showed you like a whole visual of what the film would look like
Yeah.
before you even started.
Yeah.
Down to your body, I read that he actually showed you a picture and he superimposed your face onto some fit guy's body and said, when the filming starts, I want you to look like this.
Yeah, I'm some guy who was like clearly like a 20-year-old MMA fighter, you know, and I was like, what? So that took a long time to get in shape. I mean, longer than it would have if I were a 20-year-old.
Well, we here at
MMA
Young
fighter.
Hollywood, we have higher aspirations for you. So for your next film, behind you on the monitor, we have sort of a visual of what you should look like for your next film.
I like it with the glasses and like the gray hair.
You're very like coiffed at the top, and then
I'm just so tan.
you're very tan, and the spray tan. So first of all, how did you for this role? How did you sort of eat fresh, get in shape, and spray tan to such a level?
I didn't do any spray tanning for this one, but it was a lot. It was like 4 hours of working out a day, which was actually kind of fun. It's all that kind of functional
Say
strength
what?
training.
How do you make it fun?
Because you get stronger and like normally, you know, in the past I'd box or I'd go running, and the boxing's really fun, but like with this, it was like lifting weights and getting stronger, and you know, suddenly you could do more pull-ups than you could.
And what
last
about the
time.
diet?
That's the only part that sucks.
Okay.
Like I really genuinely love to eat. I mean, I was eating really well. I wasn't starving. I just was eating. I wasn't eating the stuff that I want to eat.
So in the film, your character Max, they show him as a little boy and he aspires to go to Elysium. That's sort of his biggest aspiration. What was yours when you were a little boy?
Well, when I was a little boy, I wanted to be a basketball player, and Tiny was my favorite player, Nate Tiny Archibald. My father sat me down and he goes, because I said to him, I said, Dad, I'm going to be a basketball player. I don't know if I'm going to play on the Celtics, but I'm definitely going to be a professional basketball player. I'm playing 5 hours, 6 hours a day. You know, this is going to happen. And my dad decided to sit me down and tell me that he was the tallest Damon ever to evolve. He said, I'm 5'10.5". They call Tiny Tiny because he's 6'1". He goes, it ain't gonna happen. And I took the news pretty well.
Right.
And put all of that energy into acting.
And it's somehow, it sort of panned
and
out for you.
it paid off.
Well, on that note, I know at Comic-Con you brought the film Elysium to Comic-Con last year and introduced the film. And I think somebody in the panel asked you what the hardest role you ever had to get into was, and your response was the hardest thing you ever had to do was actually getting that first job. So your advice as an A-lister to somebody starting out?
Well, the advice that I always give is don't do it. Seriously, because if my saying that dissuades you from doing it, you shouldn't do it. Like everybody told me not to do it. Everybody said, why are you going? You can do so many other things. Why would you choose this career? It's 95% unemployment at any given time. It's like it's a really rough road. But if you're meant to do it, then you're not going to do anything else. And so to those people, I would just say that it's always the work that you do. Like you have to love to work and work by yourself, because it's always that work that you're doing that nobody ever knows about, nobody ever hears about, nobody ever sees, nobody ever pats you on the back and says, I see that you spent all this time doing this. All of that preparation and research and stuff is the stuff that is going to pay off.
We have one thing in common with you at Young Hollywood.
What's that?
I know you hijacked Kimmel
a
couple months ago. We tried to hijack Guillermo, his security guard. We brought him here to Young Hollywood. We laid him down on this couch. I fed him grapes and stroked his hair.
Did you really?
I did.
Kimmel never done this before.
No.
And plus,
Who's Kimmel?
you smell better than him.
It didn't work. He's back at Kimmel. But we'd like to steal you. So what do we have to do to get you to come over to our side?
I'll come over anytime you want. I didn't know there was a nightclub in the Four Seasons. This is great news. I'll just come down, to the dance party throughout the day. This place is awesome.